I just see it going horribly wrong for like a very select few.
It's like, check out my trout. I don't want to look at your fish, gentlemen. The PSA out there.
The lives he snuffed out could have been the next Adele or Gaga. He must be punished. Welcome back to Possible Outcomes, where the possibilities are endless. We are your hosts. My name is Lily.
And I'm Mick.
And we are two mixed girls living in a black and white world. Every week, we are going to dive into the nitty-gritty of life, but with the joy of two people who refuse to be told how to live. We drop new videos every Wednesday, so make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, do all the YouTube-y things, buckle up, and enjoy the ride. Today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of dating online. Some specific apps that Mick has personally used herself, and definitely some funny and possibly horrific stories that ensued therein.
Disclaimer, if you do decide to meet up with somebody that you have met online, ladies, gents, she's, theys, gays, tell somebody where you're going. Call, drop a pin where you at. Look at cameras. If you have a knife, if you're into that, bring a knife.
Yeah.
Bring a knife. We just want you guys to be safe. We don't want to end up, 16 years from now listening to Crime Junkies and you're the episode.
Yikes.
But I digress. Take care of yourself. Amazing.
Safety first.
All right, so yeah, safety first. So that the title of this episode is called Did y'all know that casual means just having sex? Because I did not.
Wait. So you're telling me that as a grown woman,
as a grown human woman,
you were unaware that
not a lizard person.
The term in the dating world, since for forever probably, casual meaning just like straight hookups.
No idea. I had no idea. All right, so I don't really date. So I just I meet a man and I'm like, wow, you're the one for me. And, we stay together for 2-3 years. So I was like, I'm going to try it. We're going to dip a toe. We're going out there. And I was casual, let's go bowling and eat some cheese fries. Keep it cash.
Keep it cash. Keep it cash.
Mick is just here to keep it cash, everyone. All right. I just want to go. Somebody just take me bowling. That's all I want. I just thought that was a really great first date.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know that at all. And a nice man taught me that from Tinder. Rodrigo. He's my pen pal. We love you, Rodrigo. I literally was like, what? And he was like, well, I tend to move really quickly, physically when it's casual. And I was like, that doesn't, by definition,
So I can see how that, I don't want to offend by saying the ignorance, but, the lack of knowledge, it's not, offensive. The ignorance to the I guess, modern cool kid term of casual could create some very sticky situations.
Very uncomfortable situations.
Uncomfortable for sure.
Oh my gosh. All right. So I want to start by saying that just meet people in person. Okay? I just want to just meet people in person. If you can. I mean, I know people aren't into that. So if you can, just meet people in person. So out of the apps that I use, we're going to talk about 3, but I'm going to lump one together. So I am a single lady, strictly dating dudes who are much too old for me. and some with questionable background. We decided around Christmas time to, give it a whirl, like really like try to expand and like like date around, put your little feely wheelies out, go eat some Indian food, and like go ice skating when I was up north, which I'm now down south, and there's no ice skating down here. But just get out there. So here we go. I, God bless. Listen, we're gonna talk about Tinder and Bumble. They're gonna be together. Hinge, and for all the rich people out there, eharmony.com.
I'm not familiar with any of these dating apps. I've heard of them.
Ooh. Okay, great.
I've seen, the commercials and all the things, but I have never used a dating app. I've never thought about
Don't do
using a
it.
dating app. I've never wanted to personally use a dating app, and currently I don't need to use a dating app. So
Do it.
I'm really, really excited for you to dig deep and like give me all the tea on these dating apps because I will probably never personally experience them. I'm kind of now debating like seeing all the craziness that could possibly happen. I'm kind of now debating whether or not to just download it for fun and like have a good laugh with my
And
boyfriend
see
on the
what's up.
couch. Yeah.
See what's happening.
See
It
the insanity. But
There's so much happening.
I'm not going to, that's not a thing.
So many possible outcomes.
This is just a part of the world that I know absolutely nothing about, and I'm really excited to learn.
And for all our listeners and viewers out there, this actually was the reason we started possible outcomes because the possibilities were literally, they weren't great.
No.
They were endless and not great, but I digress. All right, here we go. So when you download these apps, the first thing you're going to do is like, slap your name in there. You can put, whatever you want. You can be whoever you want to be. Don't be a murderer. And you fill out like a little bio. So Bumble and Tinder are essentially the same, where you go in, you're like, I like cats, I like dogs, I don't want kids, I do want kids, casual or serious, long term. And then like there's a spot where you can just like put whatever you want. So my advice is to get as specific and fun as you possibly can because no one is reading your bio. And if they do read your bio, you should talk to them because like that's really kind. Nobody reads. They just see the pictures, and you swipe.
That's so
Are you pretty?
strange.
Are you weird? Is your picture like left?
So it's specifically built for casual
It's Bumble
meetings.
and Tinder started out as like a hookup app anyway. And I'm only speaking to the straight girl experience on these apps. So my gays and
Right.
my days, I mean, pop it in the comments.
Yeah,
Let me
let
know
us
what's up
know.
because I know there's Grinder and I know there's one other one. It's like Tinder for same sex. Um, but I've obviously never used it, and I don't think I think there is another, but I don't. Anyway. So let's see pros and cons of Bumble and Tinder. Let's see. It's easy to navigate, so swiping is easy and fun. You can accidentally like super swipe on someone, which means like you really really like them if you like go up. And they changed the format in I think it's Tinder where like you want to see more of their profiles, see more pictures or whatever before deciding, but you can accidentally hit super swipe and be like, I really like you. And you're like, but I don't. I really just wanted to see more of your pictures. Like, check out my trout. I don't want to look at your fish, gentlemen. It's the PSA out there. There are a lot of men who take pictures with the catch of the day. You need to stop.
You need
You
to
must
stop.
be stopped. You must be stopped. Honestly, first time I was ever on Tinder and Bumble, I was only on there to help these guys take better pictures. I'm looking out for you. All right. Nick is here to help you because the trout pictures with your sunburned face and your Oakleys from 1993, it's just not where it's at.
I,
I'm sorry.
I'm so I'm
That's
what
not what I said.
what about a photo holding a hopefully large fish would be like encouraging to a woman, say, mating could
I
be an
guess
option.
maybe they're like, I can catch food, but like fishing's not that hard. So
And, Target's like everywhere.
just go to your local grocery
Let's
store,
go to your local
grab
grocery
yourself some
store.
red snapper, slap it on a hook, make
Oh.
sure it's thawed out, and then hold it up in a picture. Check out my trout. Yeah,
And
there's a lot of those.
do the ones with the fish pics
Yeah,
post the size of the fish, or is it just
no,
nailed it?
it's just check out my trout.
Do they ever
I don't.
say catch and release?
I don't want to check out any trout.
Or like
Stop!
catch?
No. Though to be fair, I never swiped right on somebody with a trout in their profile pic, just like out of respect for myself.
For
Like I don't like
sure.
fish.
Absolutely.
I like fishing, but I don't like fish. So
Right.
if you're into like fishing and then eat, like that's not. It's just
Yeah.
not for me. I do like a boat though. So if you have a boat,
Ooh.
drop your name in the comments. Like she wants to ride
Throw
a boat,
your ats at us.
but not a rowboat. Okay, people. I want engines only for Mick. So pros of Bumble and Tinder. Easy to navigate and use with the swiping. On Bumble, here's a fun little fact. Ladies get to talk first. Like you have to make the first move because you're the queen of the hive.
I love that.
Though, and they give you like these cool options that are like, like send a GIF or GIF if you don't know how to talk. Send a question.
Mm.
And they like give you some questions that you can send and you answer it on your end. And then like if they respond, you guys can like have a conversation. And all of this is in the free version of both of these apps. So in terms of like free apps for swiping slash mostly hooking up, these two are like top of the list in terms of ease of navigation. And yeah, matches were, they're all right. Check out Madrid. There's lots of space for a really fun bio in both of them.
Okay.
Tinder, anybody can speak first. I did think the messaging in Tinder was a little less easy than Bumble because sometimes it'll notify you that you have a message, but other times it'll just be like meh, and you like go back in and you're like, oh, somebody said hi, and you didn't tell me, Tinder, rude. And deleting, so matching with people and then, unmatching with them, not deleting them, but unmatching with them, easy on both. You could just be like, listen, no, and just be like, beep.
I changed my mind.
It's a no from me, dog. It's like unmatch. Unmatch and like report, like if they're
if they're nasty.
If they nasty. Which watch out. But that's easy to do on both, which is great. Cons. You do not get unlimited characters for your bio for either one, which is a bummer. Not that I need like a million, characters, but like
right.
I got some fun stuff I want to say. So if you're gonna fill in your bio, be very specific about like what you're looking for. That was really it in terms of cons for both of those. It is a pain in the butt to get the notifications, like I said before. And if you're nosy, like me, you can just shell out some cash for the premium, baby. All right? Shell out a little cash. So you can download Bumble Premium or Tinder Premium and look at who liked you first. And they like literally list it all for you. And you can go in and be like, yes, no, who are you? Bye, yes, for both, which is a really cool feature. But you tend to go through, your swipes a lot faster. Tinder con, if you have the free version, you only get to swipe, I don't know, 30, 40, maybe it's less. I didn't actually count, but you don't get an unlimited number of swiping. Yes and no's. You only get like a few likes. So you really have to like be picky if you're doing the free version of the app.
Unlike will eventually run out of people.
You will. Yep. So you can swipe and then it'll just be like, boop, like you can't swipe anymore. Download premium. And you're like, I'm not going to do that. And it's like, then you'll have to come back in the morning and look for more. It's rude.
Yeah,
Like, what else am I
small.
doing? Like,
And
it's
and what
Scrabble
is
Go.
the radius on these? Is there like a
Oh, yes.
20-mile, 30-mile, 40-mile
So you
radius?
can, for either one, you could do your traveling and be like, I'm like when I was home, like I'm in Albany, New York, but like, where are you actually from? Oh, I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. So like maybe we won't get together because I'm literally leaving on a plane in 10 minutes. I'm at the
Right.
airport. Sorry about it. Yeah, you can do a radius like that. Usually it's like 40 miles.
Okay.
Or you can do like travel mode, or you can like expand your search if you're not matching with people that are in your immediate vicinity. That's a good question.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
I have so many questions. This is like it's
Thank
like a
you.
new language to me.
Yeah, I mean, and they do it based mostly on like geography, like where you are.
Okay.
There's no like algorithm or anything. You just kind of slap your face out there for the world, and you're like, "What's good, world?" And they're like,
Mm.
You can pay to like make your boost your post essentially, like they do on Facebook and stuff, to make your profile more visible at like peak times. If you're really looking for a date, which is cool if you have the money.
So you can pay. Wait, hold on. So you can basically pay Tinder
Yeah,
to
yourself.
pimp yourself out.
Yeah, yeah.
That's ingenious. That's awesome.
It,
That's
they said,
awesome.
you know what? Money. And they're like, who's impatient and who's nosy? These women and men out here. So they're gonna pay for premium. They want to see
Wow.
who likes them first. And I mean, like, there's some really good looking dudes on these things, and you're like, is it a robot or is it real? Some robots in there. I'm pretty sure I talked to a robot. He was like, I read your profile. Like, it was so nice. And I was like, you read my profile? You
Ro-
must be a robot.
Robot? Wait, I so why
There's bots, baby.
bots put in by Tinder and Bumble
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. I'm assuming for like
oh,
ratings and stuff. I don't
we
know. I have not done any research on that, so please don't come for me, Tinder and or Bumble. But I know they exist,
we have
so
just
I'll tell you a
stumbled
story
upon a
about it.
conspiracy theory. Why would they do
There's
that
bots out
though?
there.
What I'm just confused as
I
to
don't know.
what the point of
What's the
having
point? Yeah, what's the
teasing
rationale?
people with a
To
possible
keep people coming.
match.
I mean, I guess it's like the pleasure centers in the brain. You see, you got a match that'll keep you coming back to the app. That's my assumption.
Hmm.
Because if you have zero matches, you have no incentive to keep the app. You have no incentive to go premium, boost yourself, any of that. And I know the more time you spend in an app, the more money that they're making.
And then what if the person this is I just went down a rabbit hole and now I just feel bad for the person who has only one match and it's a bot and they fall in love with the bot. Did I just make a movie? Okay, if Hallmark comes out with a person who's on
Don't.
Tinder and falls in love with a bot, I'm suing because I just came up with that.
Copyright. Copyright.
A Tinder bot. Oh
Tinder Love
no.
Bot? Love Love Robot? We'll have to, it's a working title.
Mm. I feel like that would be an episode of like Bob's Burgers. Like Teddy gets on a dating app and falls in love with the
Poor
bot.
Teddy.
And then Bob has to
I just
like
want Teddy to
prove
be happy.
that it's a Bob. Oh,
But it's a
God.
bot. And it's like, no,
Oh,
Bob, she's real. She's real,
Bob.
Bob.
She's real Bob.
Sweet Teddy. I date Teddy. Teddy knows. At least he has a job and likes burgers.
He
Like
can
that's
fix
basically my
anything.
criteria. You
Must
have a
eat
job.
and do
You
things.
have burgers. Like, let's go. All right. So that's Bumble and Tinder. Do you have any other questions about Bumble and
Oh my
Tinder,
God, I have
Millie?
so many questions about Bumble and
All
Tinder.
right. Pick
Okay,
three.
the big three.
Pick three.
So
Pick
okay.
three.
Um, there's Bumble and Tinder are like the most popular ones for like the
Yes.
young people. They're the new hot things on the street.
Yes. They're like easy. They're easy
They're
to
easy.
use.
It's
Yeah.
easy to be
And the apps are
easy.
are very nice.
Yeah, it's easy to be easy on those apps. I'm sure.
It's so easy.
But I guess I'll save my questions until after like story about meetups and stuff like that because you'll probably
Okay,
answer
great.
them in there. So I'll save my questions till the end. Sorry.
All right, she'll save her questions till the end. Hinge is the
Hinge.
dating app that is made to be deleted. And you should delete it because it's not great. Hard to use, do not appreciate. Really, no room for a bio like Tinder or Bumble. And they give you like the option to like do a voice recording of a question, which is kind of cool. So like people can hear how you sound. And you pick like three other questions to answer. You can say the same about like having kids, dogs, whether or not you want to get married, casual hookups, whatever. But if you're doing the free version, which I did not try premium on Hinge. You can only see who's liked you, and then you can like respond to the like, which is kind of nice because then you're not seeing like all these profiles and being like, why, like, why do I only have like these few matches? So they can like something that's on your profile, or they can like a picture. So you put your 6 pictures up. Oh, we didn't even talk about pictures. Put your 6 pictures up, Bumble, Tinder, or Hinge. Hinge does have an option for you to do a video, and Jake had a video. Baby Jake.
Baby Jake.
We will get to Baby Jake. Sweet Jakey.
Baby Jake is the reason.
God bless him. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. So you put your videos, your pictures, and they can like specifically those. And it's the same as Tinder, the free version, where you only get a limited number of likes. So choose who you like wisely. But they put them in like, I guess the best way to describe it is like a deck. Like you're playing solitaire and you see the first card.
Okay.
And that's the only one you can see. So you can't like skip over them to see if somebody underneath is better. You have to decide whether or not you want to like that person right there. So you're like yes or you no. If you say yes, then you can message and talk. If you say no, then they just go away. And it's really weird looking in the app because you're like, what did they like? And you just like go in and find whatever they like and then like write to them or like it back. I didn't care for it personally. Maybe that's your jam. I did talk to 2 very nice guys on there. One very nice guy and one guy that was like, yeah, whatever. He was a good looking brother, I will say that. And mostly same kind of thing as Tinder and Bumble. A lot of people just looking to hook up. But there's been some good stories from Tinder and Bumble of people like, staying together and getting married. And I think it's really sweet because mostly it's just like, hey,
casual.
Come over for casual. Why don't they just call it Netflix and chill like they used to? I knew what that was. But I didn't know.
I think that casual has been around before Netflix and chill. I think casual, like
never dated.
We're keeping it casual.
I guess I hear that and I think like pay for your own meal. Let's go ice skating. Keep it cash.
That's adorable.
Like friends, like going on a date with somebody that like an acquaintance, like a workplace proximity associate, somebody you don't really know, but like let's go out and see if we click. Like that's what I thought.
See, I think casual and like friends with bennies is like is like the same. Keeping it cash, like no pressure, but like. You're basically friends, but you're getting into things.
Yeah.
You're
things.
Getting into things.
Listen, no judgment. You do whatever you feel comfortable with. Yeah, I personally am not comfortable with that.
And why aren't you comfortable with that? I think that's a good question. Why wouldn't someone that is you? Not be comfortable with that. Just like a really quick sort of rounded 1 or 2 sentence answer to maybe get people excited about something else to come later.
So, hi friends. I personally am not into that. I am looking for my husband because I only want to be with my husband. So
yes.
If you're my husband, please go ahead and email Mick at Possible Outcomes. That's not a real. Don't try to do that.
So by saying that you just want to be with your husband means that you have not been with anybody else. And I'm not shaking from excitement. about like making fun of you or any way at all. I just
I love
love
it.
this. I love this is
Yeah.
such a an original, like rarely heard of these days
It's
situation.
not a thing anymore.
It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
really a
Yeah.
thing anymore unless you're kind of in, and I oh God, I'm gonna this I could get it. This is where I just say the wrong things, like a cultish situation, like kind with like culty vibes, but like this is all you,
Yeah, like
all
purity
your
culture, like real
yeah.
like they sell you at 14 to be married to somebody that you don't know, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
But
Yeah.
like you
Yeah, yeah.
as an adult, like growing up and
Yeah.
making the decision for your own, I think it's just so amazing. And we will get into it, but today is about
We
dating
will.
apps. But
We're on
yes,
the dating app.
very
But
exciting.
yeah, so we're taking applications. Listen, that's not to say that I haven't done some shit because she's done some shit. Listen,
Right.
I'm not perfect.
Right.
Do you think? Like, you know?
Live your life
Listen.
the way you want to live.
And I would love to hear your stories because I am a slut for some stories. You can ask my friend, Carrie. Carrie, I don't know if she's gonna see this, but like, I love a story.
Yes.
I love a story.
Yes.
Tell me all your stories.
We want stories.
DM us with your stories. All right, so that's Hinge. Hinge
Which
sucks.
Hinge was
RDs.
made to create relationships, right? It was like you meet
Yes.
the guy, you're in a relationship, or girl or gal or whatever, and then you get rid of the app because you don't need it anymore because you
Right.
love each other and you got a puppy coming, like
Right.
what I don't
There's a
understand, why
puppy in
would
your
they
uterus.
then make it so difficult? I were they just trying to like avoid like the things that Tinder does to like help pimp yourself out? And but it just seems like they made it more
Well,
difficult.
you can boost yourself on Hinge too. Just like, but you have to pay for like you have to pay. You got to
Mm,
pay to play, baby.
gotta pay to
So if you
play.
want the free, that's
Mm-mm.
fine. But like your matches will be less. I matched with like two guys that ended up talking to me, and
Mm.
one was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're not a robot," and I was like, "No, like I'm a human woman." So
Hinge has bots too. We have to
everybody's got a
dive
bot,
deep.
baby.
We have to dive deep. We
Dive
have
the
to
deep.
dive deep into these bots on these dating apps. I just
Yeah,
see it going horribly wrong for like a very select few.
like Teddy.
Like Teddy, poor Teddy.
Poor
Um
Teddy. We just felt bad for you, Teddy.
that's well
Poor guy.
that's really unfortunate that Hinge
Yeah, I have found it very underwhelming and very difficult to use.
yeah, that's unfortunate because I always got kind of like cute creative vibes from the Hinge commercials, like the Hinge ads
Oh
that you
yeah,
would see. I was like, well, that's really creative, like they want people to, feel themselves and get ready for a relationship and like really get to know someone before you kind of dive deep into it and then get
they're
rid
all
of
the
that
same,
app
man.
cuz you good. You good.
They're all like, and it's whatever your preference is, but they're all really good for casual.
Casual.
So,
Casual.
so if you want something that is very much out of my price range, you could try eHarmony. This will be an
An
everlasting
everlasting love.
love. Probably not,
What I waited
because you don't mean
for.
anyone. So eHarmony, you have like, your 29-page compatibility quiz, which does not take into account, uh, at least from what I've found, politics, religious anything,
No.
faith-based anything. And that for me, those are like two of the most important things. Like I would not want to constantly be arguing with my future spouse about politics,
Right.
or where to take our kids for church, like nowhere or somewhere. So, but it does not take that into account, which
Like,
is what I found.
yes or no.
Um, yes or no, like it's not a thing. But I mean, it was kind of cool to like see how you matched up with people. So you take your 80,000 question quiz, which takes 100 years. You set up your profile, slap on your pictures, and there's so much space for a nice like husky bio about what you're looking for about you, and then it's like it gives you prompts, which is nice. It's like like tell us what you're looking for in a dating relationship, like tell us all your hopes and dreams, like what have you done for work before? Seafood manager. Where? I don't worry about it. Seafood manager. That's a story for another day. But yeah, so if you go this route, the free version is not great. You can message somebody that you've had your compatibility match with, and it's like out of like 100 and something points. So the higher the number, it's supposed to be like the better chance for compatibility. I don't necessarily agree. It's but you can only, so when you're messaging through the free version of the app, you get like one message and that's it, and you can't see. So they'll message you back, and you can't see anything else unless you pay for it. Now, if you pay, don't be Mick, okay?
Uh-oh.
Read the fine print.
Oh, no.
Read the fine print, you guys. It is very expensive, over $300 for a year. And they'll bill you in. Sorry putting you on blast, eHarmony. I'm sure you're really great, and I'm sure lots of people have found love on there. Like, cool. And I think in terms of like looking for like a long-term relationship that would lead to, be like, I don't know, living together, getting married, whatever your preference is,
Yeah.
this is probably the best one because it costs so much money and like it's a real investment. And it's like $70 every 4 months. You cannot get out of it because I try.
Wait, you get locked in for at least a year?
You're locked in for a year.
What?
Locked in. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. Please read the fine print if you're going to be shelling out cash money.
Wait, so you could pay for the eHarmony full experience, fall in love 3 months in, and it's just like, yes, we are love.
We took your money.
We are marriage. We are it. We are done. No more. Log out. And then they're just like, but we still want your money because
no log out. You're in for a year. You're in.
There's not a monthly option. It's just one option.
No, one option.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
That's not cool.
It's not cool. Yeah, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, you could do like, Bumble's cool. You could do it like for a day, premium for a day. And it's like, But for eHarmony, it's like, you're in it for the long haul. It's like getting married. You're in it for the long haul.
And how much is like the premium Tinder, Bumble experience?
They're roughly around $30.
Okay.
A month.
Okay.
Between like 26 and like 35, I think was the range.
And you can just be like, oh, I want it this month, or I just want it,
Yeah, and you could do like, I just want it 1 month and then it'll end. Or you could be like, I want it like 3 months, 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. And then like if you want to like get rid of it, you can just, go into the app. Really easy to navigate those apps. Go in, be like, beep, 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 beep. I don't want it anymore. And they're like, okay, like, sorry to see you go.
Right.
And just beep, 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 on your way. Yeah. Okay. They make it really, really easy. The first few apps, except for Hinge, make it really easy to like delete. eHarmony is not that way.
And eHarmony is like the OG.
Oh yeah, like eHarmony and Match are the two OGs. I've never actually tried Match, but I've heard pretty good things. And there's a lot of like other weird apps out there. Plenty of Fish, which is the bottom of the barrel, in my opinion. Get it? Fish in a barrel.
It's like shooting plenty of fish in a barrel. Dang.
It is so hard to use. Yeah, we're not even gonna go there. Incredibly hard to use. Just don't use Plenty of Fish, people. Yeah. All right. So the same dudes that are on Tinder and Bumble are also on eHarmony. So if you want to pay $300 to see their fish, you can. But if you don't want to, then just stick with the other guys.
Wow. So while they're on eHarmony looking for, potentially you would expect them looking for a real relationship, they're also on Tinder and Bumble looking for a casual, get her in situation.
Keeping it cash, yeah.
Okay, because like
Miley Cyrus said, you want the best of both worlds.
Right, because you gotta like milk the cow before it comes to pasture. I get it.
Yeah, apparently, make that ice cream.
So that's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot. Like to be single in your
That's a lot, man.
30s
Dating in
and
your 30s.
yeah, just attempting to date in your 30s, like that's a lot in itself. And then you
Mm.
have this onslaught of just I'm sure there's the angry why don't you date me's, and then there's the let's just come over, and then there's probably just the I saw your face so I can, unsolicitedly send you things that um I think are cool. So that's a very God, that's like it's almost traumatizing.
It is traumatizing.
This
It
whole
is.
it just feels like a lot. Like I have anxiety now just from hearing like the how just not
It's
great it
cutthroat, man.
is. It got
It's
through.
cutthroat out there.
And it's all
So like,
based on appearance, which is
mhm,
literally the last thing you want to build a relationship on.
mhm.
Like,
I'm
it's
like,
one
wow.
thing to be attracted to somebody, but it's
Sure,
another
which is,
thing
I think it's important. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's another thing to attempt to build a relationship on, like, well, they're hot, so lock her down. Like, but she has a
Hot or not, am I right?
personality of a plank. You know, like what do you mean? It's all about like that's so. It's just so funny to me
Check out
because
my truck.
it's literally what people are fighting for. To stop the media's forcefulness on how important
Yeah.
physical appearance is. And then we just continue to live in a world based on physical appearance when it comes
Yep.
to dating in the modern age of
Yeah,
phones and
honestly,
Wi-Fi.
it's just.
Hmm.
All right, so you want to get into some stories?
Yes, desperately. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Okay, so I was home for the Christmas holiday, home for the Christmas vacation. And after Christmas, I was like, you know what? Whatever, we might as well. I had like 4 days left in New York, and I was like, let's do it. So let's do it. Let's date. I downloaded Bumble, Tinder. I, I think I downloaded Hinge. I just was like, all of them. Wabah, flat out, let's do it. So, some Bumble stories. I have my notes. Don't worry. Here we go. So, I was still home in New York. I had talked to like several dudes that seemed really nice on Bumble. And here are a few of them. Nice guy from England who, you guessed it, was going back to England that day. Really cute, though. And he
That
seemed
day.
not a robot that day. Seemed like not a robot. Nice guy from Albany, but I just moved to Florida. He was like, "You seem really cool. Where are you from?" And I was like, "Well, I live in Florida now." And he's like, "Ooh, yeah, all right. Well, if you come back this way, and like you're still single," he was really sweet. That probably would have been like a good little relationship. I
Mm.
think he was like a real estate broker or something. He was a good looking little dude, little. Mm-mm. And I was like, "Ooh, yeah. Well, sorry, I'm in Florida." Nice guy who may or may not have been a catfish. This was the guy who's like, "I read your profile, robot or catfish." He's like, "I thought it was really fun and like witty, and you seem cool." And I was like, "Thanks. Are you a robot? Beep
Okay.
boop. More meet 1101. What?" Nice guy. Oh, another nice guy who definitely was just like kind of weird. Um, his name was, I don't want to put him on blast. We'll call him Henry. His name is Henry.
Okay.
And he was like, we were talking for a few days. He's like in his 40s. He's from like Croatia or somewhere. And I was like, what does like the accent even sound like? And we were like, like joking about it. And he's like, oh, like you seem really nice. And I was like, thanks. And I was like telling him, oh, like I gotta go home to my roommates or whatever. And he's like, are your roommates women? And I was like, I don't know why that's relevant. And then I was at a party on New Year's Eve, and he was like, oh, you're at a party with just women? And I was like, I'm gonna go.
Super fun talking to you.
This was so fun. And delete. Bye. Oh, also, disclaimer, if you're going to talk to people, listen, if you want to ghost, that's totally your prerogative. I get that the age that we're in. But I think just like a nice, like, Thanks for trying to get to know me. I just don't see this going any further. Enjoy your life. And then a just quick delete, unmatch is kind and, uh, you know, would do the world some good. That's not to say that I haven't just completely disappeared on people because I did. And there was a
Right.
guy that I was talking to on, I think it was Bumble. And he was like in a Marine. And he was like, I like you. I think you're pretty. Like, I'm going to send you my license. And I was like,
Why?
what? I, to marry me? I don't know. And he was like, I want you to send me your license too, so that like I know you're like really in it for the real thing. Like I've been hurt before. And I was like, you're gonna get hurt again right now. Delete, block. See,
Sounds
that
like
just
he's
sounds
been
like he's trying to.
hurt before by the cops by talking to someone a little too young. Like, why would you want someone's license just to prove their age?
And I was like, I'm absolutely uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely not.
wow. Ugh.
Don't send your license to weirdos
Don't
over the internet
don't send your license to anybody.
to anyone.
Even if it's your like
Don't,
your mom or something, don't send your license. No.
don't do it.
No.
Yeah, that
Don't send
guy's
your
weird.
license, your social security number, your phone number. Don't text people your phone number like on Messenger. Don't do it.
I've done it.
Mick! No, oh my
I've
god.
definitely done it.
Just
It's so
the
not safe.
fear of it is just like
And it's
so.
bad. Yeah, don't highly do not recommend. Don't do
No,
it.
keep it in
Yeah.
the app.
Keep it in the app. It's just easier in the app, even though, there'll be some people will be like, it's harder and like it's so hard to text in the app, it drains my battery. Like, let's just text. No, you can be like, no, set that boundary for yourself. Be
Get a new
like,
phone. That
there's no
sounds like a
you.
you problem.
Plug in. I don't know. Where are you? Like, there's outlets everywhere. This is America, kind of. Like, plug in. I don't know. Also, that to say, if somebody has a Snapchat in their profile, listen to me very carefully. Unless you want to see
A peen.
a peen or a vagine or a wooine
Or an in between.
or an in between. Sorry, everyone.
Hello.
Do your thing. Don't do it unless you are prepared, because Mick was not prepared. Go that if you want to go that route. Do your thing. Me personally, I could have done without it.
Well, I mean, it's a lot.
So I was a little curious. I was like,
I mean, it's a lot to just be like, "Hello, I saw a photo of your face. Here's my
didn't
peen."
even didn't even see if like saw the photo was like like this, and I was like, what do you actually look like?
Peen.
Dick. Peen ween.
Wiener.
Wiener.
Who
No,
and
thank you.
what? But who told men that that's
Guys,
what we want? Like, no one ever said
I want
that's
that.
cute. I can give. I want it. No one ever said
I
that.
want it.
All we've said is it'll stop. We will make fun of you. It's not as big as you think it is.
Men, please answer the question in the comments.
If
Who
you
told you?
are a man who has sent a peen photo
And if you're just a man, please, we
unsolicited,
want to know.
why?
I, I don't. Just please,
It does nothing.
for the children, for the children.
For the youth of oh god for the youth of America. Show me
This is
your
rated
peen.
E for explicit. Don't. For the children.
Explain
It's for
your
the children.
peen. No,
Explain yourselves, men. Explain
no,
yourselves.
unacceptable.
Or don't drop it in the. Do whatever you need to do
You
in the
know,
comments.
I don't
No
know.
yeah. All right. So my last few stories, we have Thomas the Train Engine that I met on Hinge. He was a little cutie. So he is in the Florida area, not originally from here. Does like yoga Pilates, like is a trainer and instructor. and like throws fucking knives like for funsies and like looks real good doing it. And I was like, hello, what? And he was like, oh yeah, we talked, this is my 13-hour long relationship with Thomas. We, I'm certain we're soulmates. Except he was like, yeah, I'm not into Jesus. And I was like, well, that's gonna be a problem for me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, so what are you like envisioning our first date like? And he's like, well, we're not gonna have sex. If that's what you think. I said, well, surprise for you, my friend. We are not having sex at all.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise! Uh, and so after I said that, he was like, yeah. And he was very sweet. So he was the first one that I talked to that really like he was a great communicator, great texter, which I really appreciated. And so this was all like right before I left to come back home to Florida. And then the next morning I was like, oh, hey, like, how are you? And he goes, listen, like, I didn't want to be hasty in the decision. He's like, you seem really great. I just think we're looking for different things. It was really nice talking to you, and like, and I hope you find what you're looking for. And I thought that was so nice. And I was like, wow, I want to be like Thomas the train engine and be really nice. If I just, just not feeling it, you find something out that's like it's just not going to work out because this is my expectation and my need, and then this is your expectation and your need. And I think that's great. And I think everyone should be more like Thomas.
Everyone be more like TTT. TTE?
Be like TT.
TTT.
Be like him.
Be like TTT. I think that's nice, to be able to, suss out a situation.
It was very kind.
And then just be like, sorry, but, we're doing different things. Best of luck,
We're looking for different things. It's like, bye. Good luck. Nice. You don't have to be weird, people. You don't have to be weird.
Not being ghosted is very nice. And it's much easier on, like, your mental health of, like, knowing why someone's not going to talk to you anymore. Yeah. Even if it's like, hey, I don't like the way that you represent yourself on social media. So, it's just not for me.
I don't like how you breathe.
Right. I'm going to continue on. Best of luck. No harm, no foul. You live your life. I live mine. And nice to meet you.
Luck.
That's interesting. That's good because you see all
nice to meet. Nice to chat.
Yeah. You see all the stories of like, hey, like, no, thank you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not interested. And the guy's like, well, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, you're ugly anyway. Like, no. Okay. First of all.
Thank you. I know I'm not. And second of all, weasel, get out of here.
So weird. It's so weird how
that was Thomas, and I appreciated Thomas a lot. And there were a few more dudes, in between, who were just like weird. So this guy, I call him the Doug-alike. So he looks a lot like my very good friend, Doug. Hi, Doug. If you're watching, love you.
Hi, Doug.
This is not to say that he's in any way, shape, or form like Doug, except that he is a redhead and he just looks like Doug, which I could not get past anyway. So I'm talking to him. He's a pilot in the Jax area. Seemed real nice. Not very big on like texting, which is a no from me, dog. Like, I need you to talk to me. Like, let's chitty chat. You want to chat on the phone? I love talking on the phone. You want a tickety text? I love tickety texting. Let's do it. He was terrible at that.
The amount of texting that Mick will do in one day is astounding. Astounding.
I just want to be somebody talk to me. Just talk to me. She just wants friends.
Incredible.
Just text me back.
Hey, how are you? What's going on? Text. Emojis.
Well, emojis. When it's bad news. It's bad news when it's all big like lump.
It's so funny.
I'm done.
I love it.
I'm breaking up with you. That's what that is. Don't do that. You don't want that message because that message is like, I'm about to kill you.
I love it.
Because I wrote it in a note and edited it in a note and then copy pasted it into the message so I didn't accidentally send it to you before I was done.
Yes.
But yeah, I do like texting. So if you like texting.
No. No, but this is not it. This ain't the space.
Text me in the comments.
Oh my God. I'll send you. Email me. I'll send you my phone number.
Email us at possible outcomes podcast.gmail.lol.net.vibes.
.org.
So come on. Anyway, .org. We're an organization. So the Juggalike. So he would always be like, send me a pic. And I'd be like, no, why?
A pitch or a pic?
You said a pic.
Oh, I thought you said send me a pitch.
Pic.
Like, pitch to me why you're worthy of dating me.
So he would always be like, send me a pic. And I was like, you know what? Like, here's my blanket. Like, no. Like, why? I was like, are you ever going to, like, talk to me and get to know me? No. And there were several men like this. And I was like, I got to go. And I was like, bye. Thanks, bye. I actually think the Juggalike, I think I just deleted him. And he's never texted me since. I don't even think I was like, bye. I think I just deleted him.
Get the picture.
Anyway.
You know, there's...
Bye, Juggalike.
I think the kind, you know, hey, it's not going to work out, you know, it's nice meeting you, blah, 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 fits in some situations, you know, and that's if you're talking to two kind humans, you know, or two sensible people. But I think if you fall into, you know, talking to someone who's aggressive or like demanding, it's not really going to work. So like, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
Listen, I have definitely sent the goodbye, thanks for talking, thanks for getting to know me, it's just not gonna work out. Don't wait for a response, just delete and block, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And that's totally all right. It's whatever you're comfortable with. And that's what I was comfortable with. I was like, you know what? Bye.
Right.
This guy, this Tinder guy, I didn't know, you guys. I didn't know. Keep it cash. She didn't know. So this guy, he was like, oh yeah, like I work nights. I'm going to the gym. Like, what's up? I was like, oh, I love going to the gym, clearly. And he was like, yeah, I'm working on my lower abs, and sends me a picture. Of his lower abs. I am unsure whether or not this was like actually this man's torso, because it didn't match. It didn't match. This and this didn't match. So it wasn't a dick pic, so I appreciated that, but it was like in his boxers in a nice clean mirror. Like, I appreciated the clean mirror instead of your like toothpaste stains, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind. And I was like, come on. You want me to send you a picture of my abs? Because it's a gallon, all right? What it is a gallon, people. Shut up. I can't.
There's one of those Costco gallons where it's like 2 in 1 and you just got one big handle.
Nailed it.
It'd just be a great picture to send back. Like, yeah, me too. And it's just two like...
It's like a gallon of milk. A gallon of skim milk. It's my gallon.
Gotta cut out the fat, you know.
Gotta... Listen, 2% or less. All right, none of this whole milk shit.
That's so funny.
So that was Boxer Guy, whose name I can't recall. Alec? I don't know. Who cares? All right, so to the man who brought us where we are today.
Jakey boy.
We Jakey poo. All right, so for everybody out there on the internets and the ethernets and the waves, I was on Tinder. As one is, swiping along, and I see this little cutie. And I was like, ooh, how old are you? And he had like longish hair, which I'm usually not into, and he was a blonde, which I'm also usually not into. But he was kind of cute, like in like a little dangerous sort of way, which tell people where you're going. So we're texting back and forth, and he's working on a construction site and in the area. He's only here for a week till the contract's over. And he was like, oh, like, you should come over. Like, we should get together. And I was like, oh, like, do you want to, like, go on a date? Do you, like, want to go to the beach? And I was like, no, just, like, come to this hotel. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Jesus. Sorry, Megan. Sorry, Matt.
Like, sorry to everybody. Me, too.
Sorry, Lily. I put Lily through the ringer. Lily was on the phone with me. And so it's the night before, and he's like, you should come over tomorrow. I was like, oh, yeah, like, sure. I am not this person. Not that there's anything wrong with being this person. I am not this person. I am very scared of my own shadow. I I don't do things. I mean, moving to Florida was like one of the biggest things I've ever done. And I really like, it was like 3 years of a thought out process before I actually left. All that to say, I told this man I would come over and then completely like changed my mind. Next morning, I was like, absolutely not. Like, what am I doing? I'm going to get killed. What are the outcomes? What are the possible outcomes? So I text Lily. I said, Lily, I might go meet up at a hotel in the sketchy part of town with this man that I don't know. Just like hang out and keep it casual. Didn't know. And Lily sends back.
Mind you, I'm on like day 3 of COVID symptoms. I am just flat out on my back on my couch. It's freezing. It's barely 2022. You know, we just crossed the barrier.
We
And
just
I
got
am
here.
dizzy and sick and just totally out of it. But there's a little piece of my brain that was still together to warn my girl Mick that in her words, wicked cute 25-year-old who was only in town for work till Friday
Wicked.
wants to meet up in his hotel room. Her question to me,
Do not recommend. Do not recommend.
well, is she going to die? Okay. So my very quick response was yes. Your case goes cold after 6 months of searching. Then 16 years later, a set of remains are found, except for the hands and feet. A small piece of fabric is found next to the remains. Carefully, crime scene units traced it back to a 2017 Ford Fusion trunk. They ran all the possible matches, and boom. He was just living a life of construction. After being arrested, he admits to the murder of 3 more women, all in their 30s, all singers. The lives he snuffed out could have been the next Adele or Gaga. He must be punished. Now, meanwhile, this was very quickly creating in my brain. Her response was, he works in construction too, so the likelihood of my remains being found is slight. So there we go. So we have a very funny take on what could possibly be an actual possible outcome of going to meet a wickedly cute 25-year-old in a hotel in a city that you've never been before next to the airport.
In the sketchy part of the city. Yeah. Like, you know, that's like, it's like the Lion King, like the elephant graveyard. You don't go there. You don't go there.
Oh, gosh.
Don't go there.
You don't go there.
So she went because she's not daring, but she wanted to prove to herself that she is daring. It's 2022. Do not recommend.
I had the address of the hotel. Yes. I was
Lily
informed.
had all of my information.
I was informed on where she was going. I was on the phone with her until she even walked into his room. I was told the room number, the address of the hotel.
Tell people where you are.
I had ways of contacting anyone very close to Vicky, you know, who would be able to get there quickly. You know, you can dial 911 and they can transfer you to wherever you need to go. I had it all. I could see it on Google Maps, so I knew, and we knew, you know, she had screenshots and all the stuff, and I said, make sure you touch things, put your fingerprints places, you know, all the things, which is terrifying. That in itself is so scary to have to think about. I'm going into this situation. Yeah, it may not be the smartest move, right? You know, just basis, you know, maybe you shouldn't go see random people in a hotel room, but you are also planning to be remembered. You know, you're thinking about where you're going to put your fingerprints, so when they check for fingerprints, you know, was she even here? You looked at the cameras, you know, you walked by, you made eye contact with the counter person, you know, you made sure you were wearing something that was point-outable. Right. You know, you could pick yourself out in the camera, in a crowd, you know, something like that. I knew what she was wearing. So it's like, that is so awful just in itself.
It's so bad. I have to think of.
The hell has this
What
world
else
come
don't I
to?
think ahead? You know, we
Think,
don't want to end up on an episode of Crime Junkies. Think
but
ahead.
if you didn't do all those things and something did happen,
Did happen.
no one would know.
I would have ended up as a scrap of cloth in the back of somebody's 2017
Could
Ford
you
Fusion,
imagine? Oh my god.
missing my hands and my feet.
Why the hands and feet though? Like, I want to get into that mindset.
I
Why the
don't know.
hands and feet?
I don't know what he likes. I don't know you. So anyway, so we get there. We're driving there. Lily's on the phone. We're living our lives. I pull into this. What was that, Holiday Inn?
Holiday Inn,
Holiday Inn.
baby.
Because it looked and smelled like stale cigarettes. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Holiday Inn, baby.
like crusty,
Yeah.
crusty. And I pull in, and like you can see that there's like construction vehicles and stuff. It's very much like people get off the plane, they stay here, they're going to do work, they get back on the plane, they leave. And I text Sweet Jake, and I said, "Hey, I'm here. Like, come down and get me." And this child, because he's an infant, he's 9 months old, 25, says, "No,
No.
I'm not." Lily's still on the phone. "I'm not coming down there." I said, "Lily, he just said he's not coming down here." Red flag. First of all, roadblock. Second of all the flags were red.
There was never a green flag.
There was never a green flag. All of the flags were red. And he says, I can't come down and get you. Like, my boss will make fun of me. My boss is down there. I don't want him to make fun of me. Which just goes to show you how old he is. He's just a child. So I was like, okay. Mind you, I have my knife on my hip in my bright red Santa shirt from Walmart that I wore to Santa Christmas party.
Yeah.
My Michael Kors bag. Like, I'm ready to fight if I have to, just in case. But I'm going to go. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to, sniff it out. Was I ready to puke and simultaneously shit myself? Yes. Absolutely. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. So we're on the phone. I go inside, say hi to the lady, find the elevator, hit my little button for floor number 4. I said, if I jump from this height, will I die? Probably. Cool. Get to the door, 419. Lily's still on the phone. She's like, "You good?" And I'm like, "I'm going to puke."
Shaking.
Little sweetie opens the door, little tiny googie woogie, little petite little pookie. And I was like, "Oh, he's so little." I was like, I could kill him. It's fine. One of the possible outcomes is that he ends up dead. So, spoiler alert. I am not the fucking one. That's what that is.
I was so
No.
I can't, I'm, as a friend, I was concerned for your safety, knowing that you can take care of yourself, but still I was concerned for your safety. So I made sure, I knew where all the things were, where you were going and all that. But like, also, it's okay to not be safe all the time. Like, it's okay to go have some fun and let loose and do something naughty, and like, knowing you for a decade,
who has never done a naughty thing in her life,
knowing you, I was like, she's being naughty, and I love it. I'm here for, like, safely being naughty is like
safely
my tea, like, that's like my go-to. Like, you're safely being naughty, and I love that, and I think that's smart. You're not getting blackout drunk by yourself in an alley somewhere. You're experiencing things, and you're going and having fun, and you're getting those little anxious jitterbugs in your tum-tum, but you're doing it in as safe as possible, which I think is really good, which I think should be encouraged more people to remember. Remember the safety. Like, please, 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 please tell people where you are, what you are doing. Go with people. Like, try not to go places by yourself. If you're going to go places, go be public, very public. An outdoor cafe next to an intersection, with cameras, you want to be safe, you want to be smart, but don't live your life in fear, because then you won't live your life. So it's like it's an interesting line to walk, as just a woman, just in general, but now a woman who is in the dating world, you know, with
Yeah.
people who are 25 and 55, you know, and everyone in between.
hmm yeah, so we went in. He was smaller than me, so I was like, oh, like I could take him. But I was like, without giving the whole, you know what, join us on Patreon if you want to hear the whole story. The point is, just be safe, okay? Don't die. And if it looks like if I had gone in there and it wasn't just him, I definitely like looked behind the door, kicked open the bathroom door, who's in the shower,
Yeah.
who's in this room, because I could have gotten tied up,
Yeah.
murdered, you know, sexually assaulted, tossed out a window. I don't know. And I was like, wow, who would have foreseen the possible outcome being that I could kill you?
Yeah.
You don't know me. I could have murdered you.
Yeah.
You're like 3. You're 3. Be
And
safer, Jake.
and I as she was calling me to, after it was short amount of time. It
It
was,
was 30 minutes
yeah.
tops.
And I was, you know, 30-minute check-ins are like the rule. Every 30 minutes, let's get a check-in. You know, I know where you are, but also check in. And I lifted up my phone because I did kind of fall asleep a little bit. Mind you, I was very sick with COVID. Like, I had COVID. But I had my phone on me, and I turned my ringer on to make sure. And I told Donovan, too, my boyfriend, I told him what was happening, too. So he was well aware in the situation, so he knew that all the info was in my phone, too. And so I did wake up a little bit, and I was like, whoa. And I checked the last time, like, when we hung up our phone call. And then I went to text you, and then you, like, called me. And I was like, okay, we're good.
Because I was
ready to
bleeding.
go.
I had an opportunity to get the F out of there.
Ready to go.
And I effing did.
Yeah.
Because it was just not, I am not, and do you think I am not a casual chick? Like,
to the fullest extent.
Like, why did I even go there? To prove that I was somebody that I'm not? To, like, show that I've moved on from my ex-boyfriend from October? Like,
I don't know.
What are you proving to yourself?
I think you went there because you needed to prove to yourself that you were capable of doing it. You know, I think you needed to show yourself that you can do this, because there was a lot. I mean, your first message to me was, am I going to die? My response being straight up yes. You still went. You know, you went against every single person that said, don't go. But because you needed to.
Don't recommend doing that.
You know, you needed to take a step, you know, cross over to the wild side a little bit, you know, and that's okay. You know, everyone needs to prove to themselves that they're going to be okay. You know, you have to be able to trust yourself, trust your own gut. And what better way to test that trust than with like something like this, you know?
Yeah.
It might not have been the best test, but you
Definitely
know, you did it. And you came out and you
Definitely
were screaming and laughing, and you know, it was not screaming in a bad way, but like we were hollering together.
She was fine.
She was fine.
Nothing
was wrong.
Yeah, thank God
about it. So I think, you know, I think it was something that you need to do because you were gonna do it.
If it was Jake or if it was somebody else.
You were gonna do it, and I'm happy that it was
Jake. Baby Jake.
I love that it was baby Jake, sweet baby boy.
Thanks, baby Jake.
You know,
thank you, Jake.
Good for him. He had 30 minutes of not being bored in his hotel room, and you had 30 minutes of like walking on the wild side like a crazy beast woman. Like ain't nobody gonna stop me.
The longest 30 minutes of my life.
So fun. I
think all that to say, like, if you see an out, you should totally take it. If that's your like, take your opportunities, your windows of opportunity.
Yeah.
If you want it.
And don't fear like hurting someone's feelings because you decided that it's time for you to go. That's not your their feelings are not your priority.
There we go. Therapy, baby. Their feelings are not your
No.
responsibility.
When it comes to your own personal safety and
Yeah.
their feelings are at the bottom of the absolute barrel. Your personal safety and your comfort
Plenty of
is
fish.
number one. That's
Yeah.
plain and simple. If you want to go, go. You know,
Go.
if you want to leave, take off. Sorry, I
You
need to
want to
go.
stay? Stay.
Hey, I need to go. Something just came up. Bye. Take off. That is okay.
Bye.
Their feelings don't matter because
What
it's
came
up
up?
to
Don't
you.
worry about it. Bye.
Yeah, not your
You'll
problem.
never see me again.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah.
Ah, amazing. So those are the end of my stories, my journey. Do you have any
Oh
questions?
my gosh, I
Final
have so
thoughts?
many questions. I have so
Let's
many
do it.
questions. Okay,
I'm ready.
so now that you know and have experienced the casualness
So
of
casual.
modern dating, like you haven't experienced it, but like you've experienced the necessity of some people needing things to be casual.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
what is that? Like, what is that? What is that like? Like, what is the transition of thinking it's one thing and then coming to a quick realization that it's something else? Like, was that
It has
disappointing?
not, I wouldn't say disappointing because I always like, I mean, I know hookup culture is the thing. Like, I know that that's what the young folk are do. Like, I understand that that's a thing now.
Right.
It made it a lot easier for me to be like, yeah, no. It
Mm,
made it. I like a good strong boundary, and thank you, Rodrigo, for explaining to me that casual means like, and not like let's go bowling. Like I thought, like let's just keep it light and not Netflix and chill. So now that I know the difference, I can say on my profiles, hey, I'm not going to sleep with you, but if you want to go bowling, I'm a terrible bowler. It would be a really good time. But
I just
I
love.
think it's
I
more
just.
freeing for me. You
That's
know,
good. That's good.
I'm like,
I think yeah. I think being able, now to differentiate and not have to deal with the confusion of it. Have you noticed that, like, have you when you were using the apps, did you notice like a change in the amount of matches or anything when you were like strict, like I'm not casual. That's we're not doing that.
no, because nobody reads the profile.
Love it. Love it.
Nobody reads
So
the profile. And if they had, they would know that
they
I
would
am
know.
not the one.
Hmm.
But they didn't read it. And it's like the first thing I list, like, loves Jesus, is a singer, seafood manager. Above all of that is asterisk, not going to sleep with you.
Cute.
Pick somebody up. But nobody reads it.
Nobody reads it.
I do all that work and for what?
And like
Rude.
comprehension is in school is so important. Like I remember when I was in like middle school and high school and tests like would be like teachers would be like, here's a test, make sure you read the instructions, and like the instructions were
Right.
don't answer anything on this test. And then like you get the test and
And then
people are
you're
like
like,
and I'm just like,
hand it in, baby.
or like when you hand in the test moo and you get a perfect score and it's like whoa, and there's people like, what the fuck is wrong with her? But it's because they didn't comprehend. You didn't read like that, like
Just
those
moo.
that one sentence can change wasting anybody's time. That's so
Exactly. Just
weird.
listen.
So how many men do you think, and again, reminder, we're just talking about the female interested in the male perspective here. How many men do you think you've met and like talked to on the apps, like all the apps and eHarmonies and whatnot?
Oh, maybe like 30 in total.
Okay.
Haven't met like in real life, but
Right.
in terms of like texting in the app or texting, just texting,
Mm-hmm.
probably about 30, I would say,
Okay.
at least. Maybe a little more.
Um, so any of, so like out of any of the men that you've like physically face to face met, like went out on whatever, like a meetup or a date or something, how many do you think, or if any, would have been like ended up in a different situation, like maybe a relationship versus like just like a one time situation if you met them in real life? Like if you didn't know
So
them
if I didn't know what I knew from the app
from the app and you were just like,
and
I
met
don't know
them
this
just
person, he's
off the cuff.
attractive, hello, how are you? Like you're in a bar or a bookstore or something like that, and you talk and you're like, hey, let's go get a drink, and then you go on a date with them. Do you think that situation would have been different if, versus the I met you on an app situation?
I'm going to say yes, but I can't speak from experience because really the only experience I have with meeting anyone from the apps face to face is Sweet Jake.
Ooh, Jakey boy.
Because everybody I started, the church fast that we're doing, and I was like, deleted
Right.
everything. But I mean, there were a few guys that were like willing to take me out, but I was like, no, like, oh, I'm shy. But I think like just because people on the internet are a lot more free, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
a lot more just like this is what it is in your face, like plain, as
Yeah.
opposed to being in person trying to like be your best self.
Right.
Which I mean, that's what everybody's like in the beginning of a relationship. You're trying to get the other person to be like, it's me, man, like it's me.
Right.
I can say so. I did go on that one date with the fellow from the church,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not a match at all.
Yeah.
But having, not having seen any sort of dating profile and knowing only what I know, like a profile from him is only knowing what I know from friends and stuff from the church.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. So it was very much like very light, very surface levelly, not like in a bad way, but like in like a first meetup kind of vibe. I would have gone out with him again.
Yeah.
I was not physically attracted to him, but he was nice. He was nice and he was kind. Bought my bowling shoes, bought me some ice cream. I was like, you're all right in my book. All right. Like, and if you want to take me out again, there is no spark, there is no fire for me, but you're so nice that I would go out again.
Yeah. Like I will be hungry again soon.
You can buy me some.
You can buy me things all
Want to
day
buy me a
long.
pizza?
Um have it delivered
Buy me pizza.
to me.
Just I'm not gonna get out, but just deliver it.
Yeah, just put my address in. Are you going to, after you have like an internet-y app phone situation fast happening right now? Like social
Correct.
media and stuff is just like, it's a no-go. It's like you're doing it for Jesus and that's great.
TV. Yeah.
TV.
All of
Oh,
it.
Lord.
TV.
Lord.
Let me tell you what. It's hard.
What about the radio?
Radio doesn't work in my car.
I cannot. So
It's a wiring issue. I did start. So this whole fast, it was like the first week was like really rough because I was like, what am I gonna do? I can't watch TV. Guess I'm gonna read a book, like whatever. And then I started calling friends. So I've been talking to a lot of you. My friend Erica, my sister, my other sister, our good friend Lee, who lives in New Hampshire, like just chatting it up, living life on the phone with my peeps,
yeah.
or listening to like true crime podcasts or like the Self Love Fix, highly recommend, by the way, like podcasty type things, which is still like media, but not as well, except for crime, like the crime podcast. Like I definitely should have been doing that, but because it's like wasting the brain time that you could be using for Jesus. So I don't know. Am I going to pop back on? Probably.
Yeah. So I mean, I
we
feel
can do
like
a dating part 2 later.
Yeah, like
I mean, I'd like to go on a damn date. Take me on a date.
Yeah.
And don't try to sleep with me. Just try to get to know me. Come on.
So something that we have both experienced in our lives was being told, because when we get comfortable or confident with something or a topic, we get excited, we get energized, and it means something to us. And to people who don't quite understand that part of us just being who we are, people can see that as intimidating. Do you think that has any factor in, just kind of like visually or like after like a conversation? Like, do you think that has anything to do with like some negative interactions that you've possibly had, or like things that just like didn't work out on the app?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because
And the older I get, the more I'm trying to set, what I will and will not tolerate,
right.
because a healthy boundary. Because usually I would just be like, this is fine. Okay, it's fine. Like I've been told before that I just look intimidating, and I'm like,
What
I
does
don't
that even mean?
like. I know, like I don't think I have resting bitch face. Like, and if I do, like, good, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you.
Right. I do, and I
Um,
love it.
like, go away. What? I don't. Because there's like the one side, like, what makes you think that I'm approachable? Because people will be like, wow, you look so unapproachable. I'm like, and yet here you are. So
Right. And for some reason, you
I don't know.
decided to approach me to
I've got
insult
questions.
me?
And now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds like I don't want to be taken out on a date. I do want to be taken out on a date. But don't come to me and be like, wow, like, you're so intimidating. I gave you no reason.
Right.
Why? Because I'm confident
And spirited? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
and energetic and I take up my space and that makes you uncomfortable. That's not my problem.
Yeah, that's very much a you problem. That's very much
So that should die.
that's very much like a you problem.
Yeah.
If you are upset with me having a voice and talking and expressing my current state of emotions or whatever, or saying how I feel,
Don't.
that sounds like a you problem. Because
No.
why does that make you uncomfortable? Like, what about me saying like, wow, this restaurant is not good, this is not a good restaurant, while in the restaurant? What
This place is
about
terrible.
me stating the obvious in a dirty Applebee's makes you uncomfortable? Was it because you chose to come to Applebee's? Or was it just because your standards, because it's the standards you have are so low, and people around you are pointing out that you can do better, but you're just too lazy? Like, what is it?
Yeah. I don't
If
know what it
that's
is about
intimidating to you, you're weak.
she said what she said. You heard it here first.
Sorry.
You heard it here first.
But when you call a woman, I hate to use the word boisterous, but like, it
Yeah.
just so happens that when we speak, our voices carry. We were trained for theater. You're a trained singer.
Right.
Our voices carry to the back of the room. That's the goal. When you're
Right.
on stage, you're
That's
gonna need
literally
everyone
our
to hear
job.
you. Everyone
Our
needs to hear
job.
you. It's not our problem that our voices are heard by everyone in the room. I think it's your problem that you don't want us to be heard by everyone in the room. We are not yours to hide. We are not
And
yours
that's
to
the thing.
keep. We don't belong to
Mm.
you. So having the energy of, well, my girl is intimidating, is very uncomfortable.
You're welcome.
And you
You're
should be
welcome.
proud that that the woman you're seeing is intimidating. First of all, if you don't find her intimidating, but other people do, you're doing it right. Because you're holding up against her. You are going to give her something to talk about with. You're going to disagree with her and be able to manly enough, and I hate to say that too, you're going to be a man
Yeah.
enough to have a conversation, to talk about what's happening. Because you know damn well, if she's complaining about the dirty, nasty restaurant you're in, you should be complaining about how nasty the restaurant is too. You're eating there too. Both of you are eating the food at this dirty place, and if she's upset, you should be upset,
Just leave.
right? Like, why? If it shouldn't be like, yeah, no, you're right. This place nasty. Let's get the fuck out. Oh God, I just went on a tangent.
That's all right. We love it. We love it.
It's just one of those things where it's like,
Don't call us intimidating, please.
intimidating is for
Just
the
say that we
mob,
know what we want.
right?
And
The
we know what we
mafia,
want.
the mafia is intimidating. You know, the government is intimidating. You know, North Koreans live in
That's
an
pretty
intimidating
intimidating.
state. A woman with opinions and a voice louder than you're used to, you're just not ready
It's
for.
just a human existing, and
You're
you can get
just
wrecked.
you're just not ready for. Does religion play a factor in your interactions, either negatively or positively?
Yeah. I would say like usually the first thing I say if I'm talking to somebody and they haven't read my profile is like, how into Jesus are you?
Right.
Like I gotta know. Oh, good story. That this wicked, handsome man. Wicked is such a New York thing. I
Uh,
apologize.
it's
He was mad handsome, okay? Good, like tall, Latin, delicious. I was like, hello, my name is Nick. Do you want to get married?
how
The
many
first
kids
thing I
you
said
want?
to him at this cast party, I walked right up to him, which is so unlike me too. And I was like, with my friend Mike, and I was like, hey, how into Jesus are you? And he was like, well, that depends. And I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And he was, whatever you think is fine, disclaimer, whatever. This is just personally
Right.
what Mick
Right.
believes, whatever. And he says, that depends. Do you believe that God is a woman? And I looked at him and I touched his beautiful broad shoulder and I said, fuck. And I was like, we're done here. just, it was just not right. He was the
Right.
perfect height, perfect face, symmetrical AF. So yeah, no, it plays a pretty. It's important. It's very important to me, and it's not important to everyone. In like,
Yeah.
I understand that, but it's like number one on the list. Like, if you're not down with Jesus, the rest of this is probably not going to work.
Yeah. And I
So
think that's fair, you know, as someone who's
yeah,
not, you know, I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't think I've ever read the Bible. If I did, I was like being told the Bible, you know, as a child. I think a religion episode, maybe even two, is would be good because I just have so many questions because I don't know. I don't remember the stories. You know the basic
yeah,
things, but like I'm just like my boyfriend grew up in the church, and so I'll just like randomly ask him questions, you know, when he went to all the camps and all the stuff. So I think a
yeah,
religion episode would be really good, especially coming from someone who is, you know, very into it and someone who's not so much
yeah,
into it. But I've
yeah.
experienced multiple religions. But we also have this thing where we're like, I'm not shitting on you or your
Right.
religion because that what you believe and your heart and body and soul experience is, you know, I've been there, you know, I've experienced things, but it's not
Yeah,
anything for me to judge at all. You know, I don't I whatever your religion is, it literally has no bearing on me. You
yeah.
know, live your life, pray 5 times a day, whatever you decide
Do
to
your
do,
thing.
you know, and you
Do your thing.
support. I love it. Good for you. Welcome. That's the point of America is religious freedom. So I think being able to talk about it in a place where everyone is comfortable in their
Mhm.
levels of religiosity would be really interesting. And I also just have
Yeah,
like questions about things that just don't,
yeah.
you know, cuz I don't have the words. Like I don't have the right
Oh,
words. My biggest question, I know it sounds stupid.
here
It
we
will
go.
sound stupid to many people. Like, my biggest
What?
question is like they say like the ghosts. What are the who are the
Yeah.
ghosts?
The Holy Ghost, you
Yeah,
mean?
the
Like the
whole
Holy
like
Spirit?
no like isn't there like the three like
Or
who's
like
the
the saints?
like the
Oh, the
three
Trinity? You talk about the Trinity,
who's
the Godhead.
there's so
So
many.
God, okay, here we
Right,
go. So
so
Trinity,
Jesus,
Father
God,
God,
and
Jesus is the
Joseph.
Son, and then Holy Spirit. No, no
Holy
Joseph.
S- oh,
Joseph's not in there.
oh.
Joseph was he's a man, and he was a great man. Nice guy.
Joseph was
But
good.
you're talking
All
about
right, cool. Good for you,
the
Joseph.
Godhead. Yeah, you're talking about the Godhead.
I am
Are you
just
talking about like Jesus's lineage?
no, yeah, like I like God and Jesus aren't the same thing.
They are. They are. It's the God. I heard it in a song once. Really, really took the cake. Right.
So
The
confused.
Godhead three in one. So I heard it described as like bananas on a vine. Okay, three bananas on the same like rooted vine thing. It's
Okay.
just manifestations of God. So God the Father, Jesus was his manifestation here on earth, and then Holy Spirit after Jesus left. Holy Spirit is here with us. Three in one.
3 in 1. Oh, so it's like a
Three
really
and in
good like
one.
Payless sale.
Yes, except that would be more like three socks sewn together. Like if you had 3 feet, I guess.
Oh, okay. I get
It's like
it.
a pair of stockings, except if you have 3 legs, but it's one pair.
But it's
Does that
one
make sense?
pair. Interesting.
This is making such a good episode.
I just have so many like
We should do one.
and I think my and like I grew up in a house where you celebrated Christmas and all the things, but we
Yeah.
weren't church goers for the most part. I mean, the majority of my adulthood church experience has been with Mick. And then
Come on.
yeah, right. And it was always
Come on.
pleasurable. It wasn't like
Yeah.
yeah, I had one church experience which that
Uh-oh.
was strange. That'll be a good story. But like
Yes.
my adult experience with like religion, like I grew up with like a Jewish father, so we did Jewish religious based things as well. So like I have like little I got little pebbles and lots of things, but I don't have like a well-rounded like level of understanding of
Yeah. That
everything.
would make a really cool, like, couple, probably 2-part series of
Yeah,
that
I think that would be really fun. And
kind of thing.
if you're interested in hearing us about talk
Yeah.
about us about
People.
talk about talking
That's
about,
about talking about. That's
you
about
know,
talking about.
um,
Yeah.
and I think
Slap it in the comments.
it's definitely, and I would not say that I'm religious, and I think that if I was addressed by someone in an app like this and they reach down, they're like, hey, I like a pick, I'd be like, cool, like I like your pick. I honestly wouldn't know where to go with that conversation after that. But if they
That's yeah.
if
Nice
they
pick.
brought up
Nice
needing
pick.
if they brought up needing religion to be important to them, I I don't think I wouldn't lie and be like, oh yeah, I love it. Like, I love me the
It's
smell of the
so good.
Bible.
It's my.
Like, I,
Hold
like,
on. I have one. Let's just go.
but I would probably feel a
Yeah.
little bit bad,
I mean,
like,
feel out the room. You know what I mean? Like, read the
yeah,
room. If you are like clicking and you're like, wow, this could be something, I personally think just like upfront, off the cuff, like if you're not down, because I get it, I'm a lot. I just joined the worship team down here. Like I'm at Bible study on Tuesday nights. Like I am in it. If you're not down, I just want to let you know that like I'm down.
right.
And it takes up a lot of my life and I love it. And if you're it's okay if you're not down. We can still talk. We can still like Rodrigo, he's not down, but like we're still pen pals.
Right.
Tinder pen pals. Like
Yeah.
I think it's all right. I could read the room though. I think
Yeah, I
definitely. And
definitely,
if you're
because
not
it would be like
like
I would almost feel bad, like, no, but I still think you're cute, like, don't
yeah,
leave me. Like, I thought this was
like
going
wait,
places. You said hi, I said hi,
we said hi. Oh, we
match
said hi to each other.
match made in
Yeah,
heaven. Yeah, I think that
yeah.
was,
Thomas the Train. That was definitely one of his. He's
yeah,
like, well, I'm not super religious, but he's like, I that wouldn't stop me from like taking you on a date. I was like,
hmm,
all right, like, listen, people can, and I'm not, do not flirt to convert. I do not condone flirting to convert.
no, no,
It's a thing that people are trying to do. It's a thing that is blowing up in the faces of people everywhere. Do not do it.
the modern
Just
missionary.
know what you're getting yourself into. You know what I mean? The thing about it is everybody's looking for cash for the most part, which
Right.
is fine. But if you're not, I think you should be upfront about that. And
Yeah.
that'll save you a lot of grief in the long run.
Yeah.
That's final thoughts with Mick. Just be upfront.
Yeah, be
Also,
upfront.
casual means just sex.
Casual means just sex.
Is not bowling
Ca-
like I thought.
you poor thing. I feel so bad. I wish I knew. Like I was
Everyone
able.
knew, but I didn't know. I put it on Instagram. I did a poll on Insta. I asked my roommates. They're like, "You didn't know that?" And I was like, "You did know that? You've been married for 2 years and together for four. Nobody told me."
I wish
I thought
I
the term was Netflix and chill. That's what I thought.
hmm,
Meh.
meh. But hey, I
So
mean
just
at
know what
least
you're looking for.
at least you
You
didn't get
know.
into a situation where it was like, "Whoa. Oh my god,"
I
you
mean,
know.
there was that one Marine who I'm pretty sure was going to marry me if I sent him my license
Yeah, or
and date of birth.
steal
He would
your
have
identity
slapped it on a certificate and
or
been like, "This is my wife."
oh my god.
I'm going to be
Well,
an incredible wife. Can't wait. Final thoughts.
final thoughts
What are your final
on
thoughts, Lily?
my final thoughts are I mean my eyes have been opened. I feel like I've walked a mile in your shoes today, and I really learned
Crazy.
something definitely fun, definitely interesting. And like you can pay to pimp yourself out. I think that's
Listen,
incredible. Now, I'll the main thing that I want to look into when it comes to these dating apps, the bots, the nature of
the
these
robots.
bots, and also like the safety precautions that they put into the app. So like OnlyFans, is there like they set up OnlyFans to protect their creators. So their creators are able to like set the boundaries and the limits, you know. And I know that Tinder and Bumble are not OnlyFans, but I want to know and probably do some research on and maybe listen to some more people's stories about like the safety measures and like the precautions and things that the steps that these apps and these big companies are taking to protect the
Yeah,
people that they're literally pimping out, you know, to those
right.
who are paying them money to get their faces out to more people. Are they able to do like weird background checks? Like, is there a mark on a license or something? Like if your name pops up in a registry, like that's really one of my things that I'm kind of unsettled on.
Yeah. They do have a thing where you can verify yourself, but it's just like that you're a real person and not a robot. And you have
Oh.
to like take the same, they like show you a picture and they're like, "Do this." And you're like,
Mm,
and that's how they verify you.
yeah.
But not, it's not nothing like a background check or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Be careful out there,
That
y'all.
is so scary to me, you know, knowing that the creepers just hide in plain sight. You know, you really got
Yep.
to be safe. You really got to think and you really got to, take care of yourself. You are number one. Like, no one's feelings ever come before your own
Yours.
safety. They can be mad
Right.
all day long, but you're safe and
Stay mad.
home, you know?
Stay mad, but I'm not dead.
Stay
So,
mad, but I'm not dead. Really, honestly. That's
honestly.
really my final thoughts. I think it's really cool that eHarmony gives you these options to kind of be more and show more and
Yeah.
get more, but that money thing, they got to work on that.
Yeah.
That's not cute. I mean, dang, even like Microsoft Office is like, you want to do monthly? Sure. You know?
Microsoft Office.
Come on. Like come
You
on.
know, it might be. I'd have to look. I'd have to go back and look. I
Yeah.
think if there is a monthly option, I think it's more expensive, than just
Than
like slapping
just
down a full
mm,
year. So I mean, like, take the
yeah.
risk, I
And
guess.
like is it
But
worth it? You know, is eHarmony paying the money worth it? Like if you're eventually going to come across them on these free apps anyway because
right on all
they
the other
want to
ones.
get their cucumbers pickled, you know, while they're waiting for the rings to be delivered. You know, like they're that desperate. Oh god, I don't want to say desperate. That would like sounds offensive to people who use apps, but they're that in need of, attention and communication and
Yeah,
some
yeah.
casual meet and greets. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today and taking a deeper look into the dating apps with Mick and myself. I definitely learned a lot because I've never experienced any of this, and I hope you at least enjoyed some of the stories if you are familiar with these apps. Let us know what you think, your issues, your concerns, and maybe some of your stories down below in the comments section. Before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are brand new. This is our second episode, and we are trying to grow, and we'd love to do that with you. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, hit that button. Make sure you hit that like button. It only tells YouTube to give us a chance with other people as well. We post new episodes every Wednesday. So if there is something that you'd like us to talk about or cover or attempt to cover or even think about, let us know. We are open to all ideas and options. If you have any constructive criticism as well for us to get better at this, let us know. We just gently, we're artists, we're sensitive, we're little ladies, we're sensitive. But so, any constructive criticism we are open to, and we are looking and willing to continue to get better at the craft and also get better at just chatting. This is what we want to do. We want to do this and we want to make it work. So give us all your ideas, and thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with us. I am Lily.
And I'm Nick.
And we are Possible Outcomes. Thank you so much for being here, and we cannot wait to see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
And if you take them to a buffet, I swear to God.
Please.
I swear to
Park the car
God.
and walk away. Walk away from the car. Walk away from your life. Run away and never return.